Howdy folks, Kirk J here with Kirk Giordano Plastering. Today I'm going to show you guys, or explain something extremely important on why most houses leak, especially older houses. And this is no joke, guys. Get this in your head. I'll tell you why. Now we're doing a job for a contractor we do a lot of work for. And he said, Kirk, I couldn't get the wood trim. And for the 5 or 6 windows, they wanted 6,000 to 8,000 to replicate them. Can you waterproof this using the Sikaflex polyurethane caulkings and your magic? And so we said, we'll do the best we can. So we came here and I called him. I said, man, if I were you, I would replicate these and just pay the dough. He said, the owner doesn't want to put it out, and I don't blame him. So the idea, guys, is if we place our paper into this wood right here, where is this going to leak? Where did it originally leak? It leaks right here in these edges. I'll show you something. Now, Jay took these tools here and pounded them in, lifted this up. Why? See that wiggling? Why is that lifted? Why is this lifted? Because this is a key point. And that key point is right where, right where we get a bunch of leaks. Now, the idea is this paper has to go, it has to form a gasket. If I don't have a good gasket here, it's going to leak. So, I'll show you something now. Now, Jay has already cut the nails, popped the brads out, and did everything he could to get this wood where we want it. Now, okay, I can see the wood or the paper. It's coming through right here. Let me get another direction because it's not doing exactly what I want. All right, you see how that paper is coming through here? That's what we want to have done, guys. And I'll tell you why and why it's important. And this is the majority of windows or old houses leaking. This is why. This is why they don't paint them enough. But since I've got this paper here, I'm going to tap this down now. Yeah, there's some brads in here. There's some screws in here. There's all kinds of junk in there. And we have new rules, guys. The rules say, and it should have always said this 20 years ago, put a Z flashing on top. So, Jay, the contractor said, can't Jay fabricate something? Because I said, man, we don't have 1.5 inch Z flashing. This goes out 1.5 inch, and then we don't want it. I found a few that came way down here to look stupid. So Jay fabricated this. When I was telling my buddy, hey, we can't find it, he says, oh, I see how it is. He can fabricate a ladder jack on your truck to hold everything, but he can't fabricate the metal. And I thought, okay, you got it. Jay fabricated this. Now, what this does is it protects this, it protects the cap, it protects everything. And here's what I'll do, guys. I'll put a couple staples in. 1, 2, 3, maybe one more. And I'll tell you why this is important, guys, too. About 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we were doing a job for a fella in Oakland. He was a GC, he was a general contractor, and what he did was he had a 3-story wall with about 18 windows. And he said, Kirk, go ahead and laugh. And I said, I can't. You got to take all your wood trim off and put some paper underneath it. Otherwise, it's going to leak. And so he says, Kirk, you're the Stucco guy. I'm the GC. It's my house. I know how to use polyurethane caulkings, and I know how to use waterproof paints. Just do it. I said, it's going to leak, man. 6 years later, he called me back, and he says, Kirk, he set the whole wall back up, and he tore all of these off, and each one was rotten because you got to have a gasket in here, guys. Otherwise, the water will penetrate this miter eventually, or it'll eventually penetrate this, or eventually penetrate that. Now, this fellow I'm referring to, he and I are still good buddies today, and he said to me, Kirk, I know you're going to rub it in. I said, no, man, I'm not going to rub it in. Why would I rub it in, man? You're taking a hit here. I'll tell you what we'll do. And what we did was we put it back together for him at no cost. Because I said, man, you took a big enough hit. It's not a matter of who's right and who's wrong. I've been doing this back then. I mean, I've been doing it over 40 years now, but back then, I said, I got over 20 years in the trade. Just fix it, man. Fix it, and we'll take care of it. So, guys, when you come to this kind of stuff, remember, the paper has got to be under here. Otherwise, this miter is going to leak. So don't go gung-ho and trying to put caulking and paint and think you're going to solve the problem. You're not going to solve the problem, guys. All wood trim needs some kind of flash in it behind it. I've told about 100 people this, and about 10 of them didn't do it. And so I said, I can't do it. You guys take all the trim off and put your paper behind it, put some kind of membrane, and then put your trim back on. So I'm pointing it out in the video, and this is not my first time doing this. Not my first rodeo. So now what we're going to do is bring this down and put another piece under this piece here in order to waterproof it. But I thought I'd point that out, guys, because that is mighty important. And when folks tell me, well, we already had prices and they want $10,000 to fabricate those new sides, I always say, what's that got to do with me? How is that my responsibility? I didn't own the house 100 years ago, so now you want me to do something that I already know won't work? The idea is, guys, if it takes 10 grand to buy these, buy them and put new flashing on them. Anyway, I wanted to point that out without trying to offend anybody. My name is Kirk, and Jay's hanging on a ladder right here. This is some crazy shit. Just trying to point something out. I'm thinking, don't fall, man. Anyway, we thank you guys for watching, and as usual, we'll see you on the next one.
All right, folks, as always, we want to thank you all for watching. We really appreciate your questions and comments. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like to learn about. And as always, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, we're never going to get better than that, so...